Hey everybody, Kat here again. Um, Today I'm going to be doing Surviving a Con Part 2. Um, some of the information is all con relevant and some of it is more Indianapolis relevant. Um, I'm going to be talking about packing lists and budget. Those are both all con encompassing, travel encompassing, etc. And then Indy relevant will be the food and things to do around Indy. Um, For packing lists, I miss details when it comes to it. I am very over-prepared when it comes to um, getting ready for travel and cons. As you can see in the previous video that I did, I'm very over-prepared when it comes to packing anything, including things to just carry around a con. Um, as in, this is mostly list of everything I like to carry around a con with me. My packing list will probably be about 3 times that length. uh, Budget. There's usually about 5 key points I try to budget myself on, and it'd be housing, uh, food, travel, emergency funds, and fund spending. Housing, since PopCon got us an awesome deal with the Westin, I'm only spending a little bit over $400 for 3 nights at the Westin. Now, before you go, oh my god, that's a lot of money, keep this all in mind. The Westin is a very nice hotel. They're beautiful. It's a fantastic hotel. This will be my first time staying with them, but everybody I've talked to that has stayed there before has loved it. It's right smack in the middle of downtown Indianapolis, so you're within walking distance of so many restaurants, so many things to do. Um, it's kind of just a great location for everything. Um, it's also connected via the hamster tubes to the ICC, the shopping mall there, and just so much. For travel, I try to, since I don't drive, I try to pay the gas money for whoever's taking me down to Indy. Just just because I don't drive and I feel bad for having them have to drive me down there, and it's the nice thing to do to pay whoever's gas money is driving you down, or if you're going in a group and carpooling, to split the cost of gas. For emergency money, I do like to have some on hand just in case I don't want to get sick and have to go to urgent care or the hospital and not have any money on hand to give them. Or if like if you're driving and your tire goes out and you have to replace it, or you need a phone charger, or it's kind of a good thing to have emergency funds just in case. And then fund spending. Fund spending is usually what takes up most of my budget because, well, it's fun spending. It's meant to be fun. It's for the, special con exclusive t-shirts, artist prints, ticketed events that cost money to get into, going maybe to the club after hours and dancing in costume with everybody, just things like that. Um, Now for the food, I've only been to one of these restaurants down in Indy. I've gotten takeout from another one up here in Lafayette, um, but I've heard wonderful things about all of these restaurants, and there's tons more than what I'm going to get list. There's the Ram. I went 4 or 5 times last year during Gen Con Indy. They are that good. The wait staff and bartenders are great. They're enthusiastic about seeing con goers. They're very attentive. They're awesome. Um, there's the Scotty's Brewhouse down in Indianapolis. I've not been to the one down there or the one here in Lafayette, but there's takeout for them. So, and they're delicious. They're absolutely beyond delicious. There's also Fogo de Chao. This it's probably not quite a jeans and t-shirt restaurant. It's more of a slacks and button down, or skirt and button down, or whichever you prefer. Um, it is a bit pricier than probably most people want to spend, but I've heard it is very, very well worth the cost. There's the Mikado, which is a sushi place next to the Ram. I've yet to been there, but that's on my to-do list during PopCon or Gen Con, is to go to the Mikado and try them out. There's St. Elmo's, very famous bar, like world famous. And there's also a Ruth Chris in Indy. Ugh. You can also bring some of your own food. If your hotel perhaps has a mini fridge, you could bring cold cut sandwiches and some bread and save your money from lunch. And if you're staying down for part of 3 days, that's $30 on lunch alone you just saved. And if your hotel room has a microwave or something like that, you can take soup with you, and there's $20 you're saving instead of going out for dinner. I've done both, and it works out pretty well. You usually don't have to worry about breakfast because most hotels supply those for you, which is kind of awesome. And then I'm going to put all the website for the restaurants down here if you're more interested in looking them up and the menus up and maybe get excited about them. And then things to do in Indianapolis. I'll be coming down Thursday just to kind of settle in and get ready for the con and get in that mindset that, oh my god, it's actually here. There's a lot to do in Indianapolis. Growing up, I've always heard people complaining that there's nothing to do in Indiana. Obviously, they're not looking in the right places. Or maybe they're just not as big of a nerd as I am. There's the Indianapolis State Museum. Now, if you've been a student at any point at any of our elementaries or middle schools, or especially my generation, there's the obligatory trip to the State Museum to study. I think it's 4th grade. They used to do it. There's the 4th grade trip because that was the focus on Indiana history. And it's awesome. It seems a little boring at points, especially when you're a younger kid, but it's still an awesome museum. There's the Art Museum of Indianapolis. I have never been. It's supposed to be awesome, though, so I'd recommend checking it out. There's the Canal Walk. It's a long walk. There's a lot to do along the walk. There's all sorts of things to see. It's kind of a nice, relaxing thing to do. There's a 3D IMAX movie theater down in Indy. I'm not sure what's showing right now or what will be showing. You can always look online to see what's coming up. And then my favorite museum in the entire world, even from comparing it to Japan, the Indianapolis Children's Museum. The only reason they call it the Children's Museum is because they can't call it the Everybody Museum. Well, they could, but it's just not as catchy. It's the largest children's museum in the country and one of the largest in the world, if I remember correctly. It's also one of the most popular. It is a little expensive to get in, but it is so worth it. It is floors and floors and floors and floors of fun. I love the Children's Museum. It's awesome. I've actually had a lot of my favorite memories of childhood are from there. I'm going to put in the bottom in the description again links for all those locations and things to do. I believe that is it for this video. I can't wait to see you guys at PopCon and hopefully at other cons in the future. Bye!